Hey guys, Courtney Epps here, and I am so excited. I've got Andrew here today with me for What's Your Plan B? Why you would be brain dead not to own a home based business. And Andrew, I thank you so much for being here today. And I just want you to share with the audience just, kind of why you saw the network marketing industry, why you got involved, where you're kind of at today, and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Fantastic. Courtney, first of all, thank you so much for having me. And we met very, very briefly in Vegas at the end of last year. It was great meeting you in the foyer there, and a real honor to be interviewed by you. So yeah, my story is fairly simple. I am a entrepreneur by profession, I guess by background. I had my own traditional business here in South Africa. I'm from South Africa, in case any of you are wondering where this accent's from. It's a South African accent. And in 2000 to 2008, I had my own traditional IT business. And in 2008, in the last global economic recession that the whole world experienced, I lost that business. My business was one of the victims of that recession, and I pretty much lost everything. And if it hadn't been for my wife, who had a job, I don't know what we would have done. But anyway, that money went. We lost our money. We lost some other people's money, the investors who were backing us. And it was a very bad time, Courtney. I'm not the first person to have gone under and lost their business, but I can tell you that it was not a nice time, and it was not a nice time for me mentally either. I was burnt out. I wouldn't say I was depressed. I've always been a happy, jovial guy, but I definitely was directionless. I went and did something that every entrepreneur has a huge fear of doing, and that's to go and find a job. And very, very thankful that a friend of mine reached out to me and gave me a job as a sales manager of his company. I'm very grateful for that hand up. But I was frustrated. I was frustrated because I realized that there was a ceiling above my head for the first time in my life. And as I said, I was directionless. So no real goals, nothing really to strive for, just really going from month to month, and wasn't giving my job the attention that it deserved, the effort that it deserved for someone who was being employed to do the job. And but I guess what I was, Courtney, was something that I termed comfortably uncomfortable, because at the same time as being directionless, and at the same time as having lost my motivation, I was also quite happy to pick up my paycheck at the end of every month, and because that was something I hadn't experienced in 8 years either. It's just, no matter what happened, the paycheck was going to be there. But I got a real kick up the backside in 2011. In 2011, Courtney, everything changed for us. My wife and I found out that our little 2-year-old girl, and she's now 11, we found out in 2011 that she was autistic. And I just remember, Courtney, sitting in the house as a father, watching this little bundle of joy run around the house, oblivious to the challenges that she was going to face for the rest of her life. And it really woke me up and hurt me. I don't know if there must be people or parents here who maybe relate to this, but it hurt me as a father, knowing that I was unable to give her the two things that she was going to need most in her life from a parent, which was not just me, but my wife as well, which was not just money, of which we were still broke because I'd got so much debt that I still had to recover from my traditional business, but also our time. We were both full-time employed and working long hours. And I just realized that, the two things that she was going to need most in her life, which was our money and our time, was something that I couldn't provide for her. And it killed me. It was my wake-up call that I'm forever grateful for, that it came in that format. And that's the kick up the backside that I needed. And I knew that, I didn't know this saying back then, but if you've been in network marketing for any number of years, and you've followed the journey properly, and you've done your personal development, the late, great Jim Rohn, says, he always goes, that saying that old saying, for things to change, I need to change, and for things to get better, I need to get better. I never knew that saying in 2011, but that's exactly what went through my brain. And so I realized that. And for me, Courtney, the answer was network marketing. Because I had dabbled in it before twice, but I'd never done it properly. I'd never given it the respect that it deserved, the attention that it deserved. And so this time I decided that I didn't have another choice. And the reason why I liked it was because I was broke. I didn't have money to start another traditional business. I had no ideas even. I was burnt out. So my what's the word I'm looking for? My creative brain was dead. And I had no money. But I knew something that I had, and that was a big why. My little daughter had given me the why that I needed. And so I was ready to roll up my sleeves. That I knew I did have. And I made the decision in 2011 that if I was going to do it this time, I was going to do it properly. And that was the start of the journey. And we never looked back. So that was my reason. Things have changed, obviously, since then, which I'll get to a little bit later. But so the journey started in 2011. And, within 8-9 months, I was making more money from my part-time gig than I was making from my full-time job. I remember my wife being very skeptical. And I always get asked all the time, what do you do with a skeptical spouse? And my answer always is go and make it work. And that's the only way you win them over. She's not my biggest supporter, obviously. But within 8-9 months, I quit my job. And I've been full-time ever since. And it's been a life-changing journey. I've got 2 special needs kids, Courtney. Both my children are autistic. We found out a few years later my little boy is also autistic. And this business has completely changed our lives. They've got a full-time mom and dad. We both work from home. My wife is not working in the business. She is our children's mother. She is our children's therapist. She is their dietitian. And they are the 2 most fortunate little kids in the world, thanks to this, for having my wife doing what she's doing, thanks to this profession.
Right. I love it. And that's the thing. I mean, so many people just don't understand. One of the things that I just was on an interview a few minutes ago, and it was like, people tell me all the time, well, I make 6 figures as my W-2 job. And there was when I was in network marketing, and, there's no way I could replace that. Well, the thing is, you don't have to replace it because you're paying so much in taxes, and you're paying so much in daycare, and you're paying so much to eat out, and you're paying so much for the clothes that you need to wear to your job. And so all of these things kind of add up. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good you are at your job. They're not going to let you come home and spend time with your family while you're building somebody else's business. So, that's one of the things, Andrew, I think so many people, they don't really think about, like, they don't even believe that it's possible. And for, a decade, I was able to stay at home. It's kind of crazy. Your story, I don't know if you know this, but I actually bought my business back in 2007, and I grew it massively. I took it from 2007, 3.5 years later. I went from 500 clients to 3,500 clients. Had an accounting firm and an insurance agency, and I put it up for sale because I had some cash flow issues. I was trying to grow it so fast, and I needed it to grow fast, but you always run into that gap. I think Tony Robbins always talks about the fact that the hardest thing to do is to grow the business that you are, or manage the business that you are today and the business that you're going to be in the future. It's very hard. And so I put it up for sale because of some stupid personal issues I had going on. And I sold it, and the guy I sold it to stopped paying me after 4 months. And I lost everything. I was $250,000 in debt. And, but the only thing I could really think about was the fact that I'd put 3.5 years of my life, 100 hours a week into a company, and I had nothing to show for it for my children. So then I became extremely guilty. And not because I lost money, but because I'd given up that time. And for me, I was scared. I was really scared to ever become a professional again. And luckily, that got me involved in the network marketing industry, because network marketing was fun, right? I mean, you see it and you're like, man, that looks fun. Like, I want to do that. I'd rather just talk to people than I would ever do anything. I don't need to go out and do tax returns. I could just run my mouth. And you learn really quickly that that's not exactly how it works in the network marketing space. There's a lot of personal growth and development that has to be done. And there's a lot of people that are very negative in this that are, see this industry because they don't understand it. And so one of the benefits, and just exactly what I told Andrew before I got on here, is to provide the real world, like the information of why network marketing, like why are people so crazy about it? Why are your friends and family that, that they think you're crazy and we're like in this happy world? Now, I'm not in network marketing, but here's the thing. Here's the cool part. I get invited to all the things because I am here telling everybody that the network marketing world is the greatest place on earth. And I truly do believe that. One, it's not only a place that you can find people, amazing people who are willing to help you get to where they've gotten because they financially benefit from you, and you may say that that's not right. That's the smartest thing that you could ever possibly do, is find somebody who would financially benefit from you to help you grow your business, because they will make money off of it. It's brilliant. It's how Amazon built. I mean, let's face it, like they did it through an affiliate model. And then the next step is it's a way for you to get the skills that you need in order to grow your mindset so that you can be the best of anything that you want to be. And then the third thing is that there's massive ability for you to make money. And the fourth thing is, while you're doing it, you're saving money in taxes. So, Andrew, and you're spending time with your family, right?
Absolutely. That was my big why in the beginning, and it's there. So yeah, absolutely.
And now I'm sure that why's kind of transitioned to helping other people do the exact same thing, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I said, that your why changes. My why when I started was one that was desperation. It was desperation. And there comes a time where your desperation turns into inspiration. And so I got in for desperation, but I'm in for inspiration on, Courtney, we've achieved what we need to. We're on a journey with our kids, and we can, if I may just tell a little story which might resonate with some people, is that I remember verbally speaking when I started my network marketing business and doing the weekly meetings and being in home meetings and do all the things that we do. And I remember speaking to people about my why being my children and saying that, my dream, I have this vision that one day we get a call from a doctor in the Swiss Alps, and the doctor says, listen, there's a stream at the bottom of this hill, and if you come to this, if you come and you drink from the stream, we can cure autism. But here's the true problem: you're going to have to be here for 6 months, firstly. And secondly, it's going to cost you $50,000 a month. Said, I want to be in that position where I've got the time and the money to do that. Right. And it's so funny. It's funny what you wish for and what you speak, how it manifests itself. Because last year, we didn't go to the Swiss Alps, but we found out about a stem cell clinic in a very remote part of South Africa, beautiful little town bordering a big game reserve area in South Africa. And we could take, but we had to go there for 2 weeks with our children. And every second day we had to take them in for treatments. And, it wasn't the ultimate cure, but it was part of the journey. And I remember sitting next to what they call it, the Sabi River, this beautiful river. And I'm having a glass of wine with my wife. And we'd just come, we'd just been spent the whole day at the stem cell clinic, and saying to my wife, my Swiss Alps moment has just arrived because here we are. And we able to have the time and the money for 2 weeks, just to both of us to take our kids. And so the desperation part, that's sorted. We're on that journey with our kids. The inspiration now comes, of course, because I've experienced that. I mean, we've got a saying in our team, #1 million lives debt free. And once you've seen what it can do for you, well, of course, then it becomes about others. And certainly that's a huge thing for us right now. And what inspires me is that I just, if we can get more people to see the bigger picture of what we do in this wonderful profession, we can set more people free, and set them free so that they can get rid of their own desperation, so that they can have their times with their own kids if that's what they want, so that if they want to drive their Lamborghini, if that's what really floats their boat, let's get them working towards their Lamborghini, so that if they want to take 6 months off a year, that's what they can do. We want to put them in that position. And so 100%. But I love what you're saying. They ain't going to get there without the personal development. So, of course, the other one is to make people better.
Yes.
You can give them the opportunity, but if you don't help them grow, the opportunity means nothing. They won't get to where they need to be. And that's what we love as well, obviously, as network marketers. We love growing people up here, and that takes care of this. and that takes care of everything else.
Yes. And then we have to teach them how to get in. So, I mean, one of the things people always say is like, I don't have the time or the money, right? And in order to get involved, and most people believe that you have to have a lot of money in order to start a business. That is, and that typically that is true. Like if you buy a franchise, you need $500,000. If you start your own business, you want to get in the landscaping business, you got to go buy a trailer, and you got to buy lawnmower equipment. You got to buy all these things. If you want to start an accounting practice, right? I mean, we started back from scratch working out of our home, but most people don't think about that. They don't think about the fact that they could potentially do these things from home. And, that's the great part about having a home-based business, is that it doesn't cost a lot of money to get started. And if you are saying, hey, I see a product or service that I'd love to be a part of, I'd love to share, and you don't have the extra money, you can free that money up by increasing your exemptions on your W-4. And then literally within a month, you can have the extra money. See, here's the problem. The average American is going in debt $7,000 a year to work as a W-2 employee. And I'll break it down for you. So Grant Cardone said some statistics that kind of hit me really hard a couple years ago. And that's why I'm doing this right here, sharing this information with you guys. The statistics were that the average household income in America is $60,000 a year. And they will pay $14,000 in taxes. And the take home from that, 60 minus 14, is $46,000 a year. And the problem with it is that the cost of living in America is $53,000 a year. So the average W-2 employee is going in debt $7,000 a year to work 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year to take 2 weeks paid vacation. And so that's why we have such massive credit card debt and such massive student loan debt. And you may say, there's no way that you can fix that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And how you fix it is that you go from the first tax system that was created to steal wealth away, which is the W-2 employee tax system, to the second tax system that was created to provide for wealth, to create more massive wealth, and that is the business owner tax system. And the best way I can tell you to get involved in that business owner tax system is to start something on a part-time basis that can one day financially set you free. And you may not look at it that way, but guys, here's the thing. If you can make extra money, and even attempt to make extra money and save $4,000 to $7,000 a year in taxes, you're winning. Okay. It's not about how much money you're making. It's about how much money you are keeping. And as you continue to make more money as a W-2 employee, you pay more taxes. As you continue to make more money as a business owner, you buy more things. You don't pay more taxes necessarily. So I want you to understand that when you are a business owner, and you don't have to leave your day job, you don't have to leave your W-2 employee day job. That's the great benefit of being a network marketer and being on a part-time basis, is that you can grow it part-time. You can grow it 3 to 5 days a week, 45 minutes a day. That's what Congress says is enough for you to be attempting to earn an income. But here's the thing. This is what it looks like to earn income in the network marketing space. Hey, Andrew, I've got something I want to share with you. Okay? Like that is, you could suck at that. Like you could really suck at that. If you did it enough, every time you do it, you now can take advantage of tax deductions. So when all you have to do is find a business, something you're passionate about, open up your mouth and tell somebody about it. And now you're attempting to earn income. Now you're in the second tax system. I'm not telling you to sign up in a company, and once you sign up in that company, you now get access to tax deductions. I'm saying you got to sign up in a company, you got to attempt to earn income, which means you got to open your mouth, and you need to be a part of some sort of continuing education events, especially with your company, because that tells the IRS that you are truly trying to grow your business. And so by doing so, now we can take advantage of things like meals and mileage and cell phone and internet, and you can hire your kids, and you can write off your medical insurance, and you can write off, a portion of your medical bills can actually be 100% tax deductible. All of these things start adding up, and guys, it's not money that you're spending outside of what you're currently doing. It's your living expenses that become business deductions. So, Andrew, you live where now? What state?
Well, it's a little state in South Africa called KwaZulu-Natal, but in South Africa.
So here's the cool part. So let me explain how this works. So he's in South Africa, and I say I want to speak in South Africa. I want to become a speaker, and I want to speak. I'm an international speaker, so I want to go to South Africa, and I want to have a conversation with Andrew. I could call Andrew. I can message Andrew. I could get in a plane, take all my kids with me, fly to Andrew, talk about business while I'm there, happen to do a safari or whatever else that goes along with it in that country and whatever he's doing. Now I can fly back home. Guess what, guys? I hired my children. They work for me. Their travel is a tax deduction if we're attempting to earn an income in our business. So the things that you're already spending money on, now you can have those same things, but you don't have to pay taxes on those because you're saving money in taxes. So I hope that resonates with people and helps you understand the benefits. And then, we talked about continuing education. Like, tell me, would you have ever been able to, because I think I have this argument sometimes with my husband about what Tony Robbins has done for me. I knew I had greatness inside me. I just couldn't find it until someone helped me bring it out. And I think that's one of the things that network marketing does, is that it helps you find that was inside you already, but you couldn't find it yourself.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's an old cliche in the network marketing profession if you've been around a long enough time. But, I remember going to my first GoPro in 2013, starry-eyed. Funny enough, I took money out of my bond to get there, and I went, but it was all tax deductible, as you say, Courtney. So, it was a business. It was a trip that eventually paid for itself. But I'll never forget that I met Jeff Roberti in the Passage, and I was this little guy earning $2,000-$3,000 a month, and I cornered him. It's on YouTube, and I interviewed Jeff in the Passage, and he said, network marketing simply is the best personal development course in the world, cleverly disguised as a business opportunity. And absolutely, one thing that I've realized over the last 8-9 years in this profession is that, I was not the kind of person that you wanted to follow in 2011. I burnt out. I mean, you go and try and tick the boxes of who you don't want to get into business with. Burnt out, sort of depressed, no direction in life. Just failed in a business for 8 years. That doesn't instill a lot of confidence. There's a lot of work that had to happen in here. And I'm grateful for network marketing for doing that because otherwise I'd still be where I was as a person 9 years ago. And I think I know where you're going with this. Every single one of my trainings that I've attended, that I've bought online, every book that I've read on personal development, everything you can write off as a business expense. Yes. Everything. So the business is, I'm basically getting personal development for free.
Yes. And you become a better dad. You become a better business owner. You become a better friend. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, and on top of that, you get to hang around with the people you actually want to hang around with. It's like a family reunion you want to be a part of.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's one of the best things. I remember being mentored when my first little stint in network marketing. I remember being mentored by a diamond in that business. I managed to get half an hour with him, 30 minutes with him, and I was still a student, and I was having a really big problem because my friends were laughing at me, and I remember him saying something to me. He said to me, Andrew, if you're going to continue along this journey, you're going to lose those friends.
Yes.
And it bothered me, Courtney. It bothered me because, I loved my friends and I didn't want to lose them. And in 2011, I still love my friends that I had in 2011. I'm still I've still got great friends from 2011, but a lot of the people that I would socialize and hang around with prior to 2011, I don't see anymore because our journey, my personal development has taken me on one part, and you become the average of the 5 people you hang around with most, but you also want to hang around with the 5,000 other people who think like you as well. So we love going to. One of my favorite things to do every year is go to Eric Worre's GoPro in Vegas. I haven't missed one since 2013. I go every year, take as many people from South Africa as I can with me, hang around with people who just pull you up, push you up and pull you up, and it's just an amazing place to be. And I now fully understand what that guy was saying to me in 1997. And now that I'm older and wiser, it's not that you deliberately leave people behind you. It just happens as you grow personally into the person that you need to be to achieve those success levels in life.
Yes.
And network marketing gives you that, all of it.
Yes, you're exactly right. And, and that's one of the things, and I don't think I've ever brought this up in an interview, but I'm going to bring it up today. So I remember, because we talked about this, we kind of started with this as, and I don't ever know where we're going with it. So these are not like pre-rehearsed. It's like, okay, let's just go back and forth and talk and share the real world, right?
That's the best way to do it. Wing it and just have fun.
Yeah. And so, I posted a comment when I was involved in network marketing 6 years ago. It was in August, 6 years ago. And mind you, I'm not in network marketing anymore, but I posted a comment and I said, why do we say we're putting our children first when they're the first things that we drop off and the last things that we pick up every day? And I even said in that Facebook post that I was not talking about anybody else. This was about me. It was a big attack on me as a person, and made me realize, wow, if I was really putting them first, like why did I have a business at that point that was 30 miles away, and I was dropping my kids off early in the morning and they were asleep, and I was picking them up late at night, and I was bringing them home, and I was doing all these things. And I realized that network marketing kind of allowed you to be able to be with your kids and build a business at the same time. And that was one of the things that really hit me, or even having any sort of home-based business. Because, I then later built my entire accounting practice. We were forced, like we had code enforcement here in the United States came in, knocked on my door one day. They're like, you can't have 13 employees working here. And I'm like, but I don't want to move out of my home office. And they're like, well, you have to. So I'm like, well, okay, whatever. Okay. Yep. So anyway, I posted that comment, and I had more family members attack me that didn't have children, that were not married, and were working a job. And it was more along the lines of, it's lucky for you, like you actually can do that. This is, we don't have that opportunity. And for the longest time, I thought they were really attacking me, but they were attacking themselves, because they didn't have the ability and the mindset to say, you know what, I could maybe do this. I could spend more. I could, have this life that I really, really wanted to build. And, and that in itself could have stopped me from building a network marketing business. And if I would have worried about what they had to say about me, because there was lots of attacks on me, and it was more along the lines of, you're just doing this for money. Like, you're not doing this for your kids. And you realize that people have this misunderstanding because we're taught for so long, and maybe you are in Africa too, to go to school, get good grades, and go get a good job. I don't know. Exactly. It's like that is everywhere. They teach everybody that. And, and so we pay more taxes. I mean, right? Like, you go to school, go get good grades, and go get a good job. So you pay more taxes. It works perfectly. Yeah. I mean, it is perfect. Perfect. As a business owner, you pay less in taxes on the money you make. So, anyway, we're not even going there. But you realize that there are people that are stuck. And it is our job to help unstick them and to just teach them the way. And, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to share with people how they can free up the money, how they can have a better life. All they have to do is start some sort of home-based business. And as you continue to start, you're getting the personal growth and development, but it's continuing education, and that's a tax deduction. You're getting around the right people, because you truly are, just what you said. You're not only the top 5 people you hang around with, but here's an even bigger one. You are the equivalent of what the people who hang around with you believe you can be. So if you are not, if they have no expectations of you, you won't go to a higher level. So, people tend to stay around people that they're comfortable with. And when you start trying to be better, they're not comfortable with that because they feel like they need to be better. So your expectations rise, and if theirs doesn't rise with you, they'll try to bring you right back down with them. And that's obviously doesn't work well in the network marketing space when everybody in it is just trying to raise each other up.
No, that's exactly it, and it's definitely something that I've experienced as well. There's, I think because it's such a misunderstood profession, Courtney, people can attack it, and therefore attack you, in a way. And it's, as they see you achieve more success, what you find is a lot of people try and, outside, they try and pull you back down. And I think it's just a natural human behavior.
Yeah.
But certainly one of the things that, as you said earlier on as well, what happens within the network marketing profession is that people are incentivized to actually pull you up, and you can say that that's a bad thing. Like you say, some people, you're just doing it for the money. Well, no, Zig Ziglar said, help enough people get what they want in life, and you're going to get what you want in life. And all network marketing does is say, well, let's formalize that, let's put a business model together that actually makes that happen, And so if the principle says help enough people get what they want in life, you get what you want in life. Well, what's wrong with formalizing within a business structure that supports that thinking? Yeah. And that's all the network marketing does. And so of course, we want to pull people up. What's wrong with pulling someone up? What's wrong with wanting to better someone's life? And and if you happen to get financially rewarded for that because you've helped someone, well, isn't that a win-win situation for everyone? Because there always has to be a win-win, Courtney. There can't be a win-lose or a win-lose the other way around. And so when I really started to understand that network marketing formalizes one of the best things ever said out of anyone's mouth, which is help enough people get what they want in a life, you get what you want in a life. When that sunk in, well, show me another business, Courtney. I challenge anyone who's listening to this right now. Show me another business where people will freely give of their time, pull you up to where they want, and show me another business where that statement rings truer than in network marketing. Show me. Yeah. I challenge anyone.
Yeah.
And so why wouldn't you want to be in it? Why wouldn't you at least want to give it a try and see what it feels like? Why wouldn't you?
I love it. And it's, so funny. Like, so a couple weeks ago we had UPW. Tony Robbins did a virtual UPW, and that event changed my life because I realized, like, I thought in the beginning, like, my business was the problem. I didn't realize it was me. Like, I was the problem. Like, my business wasn't growing because of me, which some people need to check that. Quite often it's like, oh, this network marketing is not working for me. Like, I need to go to another network marketing company. And then that one doesn't work. And then you finally realize, oh, I'm the common variable, right? Like, I'm the one that's going along with every single one of these companies. But anyway, I invited my entire staff to take 2 days off and be here and listen. And only 2 of them did it voluntarily.
I was going to ask you. Yeah.
2. Okay. And you realize, not everybody wants to have a better life yet. Not everybody even believes that they can have a better life. And that's one of the things, I want to be around people that want better, that strive for greatness. I want, because it makes me, I think I'm doing something. And then I go to an event and I'm like, well, gosh, I need to work harder. I need not to make more money, guys. And this is one of the things I didn't understand in the network marketing space. And I want to share this with you. You may see, and I don't know what Andrew makes. I don't know if he's 6 figures. I don't know if he's 7 figures. I don't know if he makes $100 a month. It's irrelevant to me. What matters is that I used to think that network marketing, the people that continued to stay in it, that they were really greedy and they were just, speaking to make more money. And you learn after time that when you have gotten to a level that you're financially able and capable to do the things that you want, you just want that for everyone else. And when I started giving, because I'm not in network marketing, when I started giving with my accounting practice, it became about helping others. I work now harder than I think I ever have in my entire life. And it's not because of money anymore. It's because of massive impact. And I work to see how many children I feed every day, because we do that for every dollar. I work to see how many children I can free from sex trafficking, because every 3 days we free a child from sex trafficking. And oh, by the way, I just want to share with this, in Venezuela this past weekend, they were able to pull out, Operation Underground Railroad pulled out 15 girls from sex trafficking. So I'm so happy to be a part of that, just a small part of being able to finance that. And then, and we provide safe drinking water right now in Liberia for every $150 that comes into our accounting practice, but we're freeing up money. See, and that's the thing. It's like there has to be a purpose in your life every single day. And what I find is the network marketing space allows you the time and effort and the ability to find that purpose. And then what happens is your purpose does change, because it's at the beginning, it has to be on you at some point, that you have to make money. And then as you continue to make more money and you provide for your family, then you want to provide for your team. Then you want to provide for the company. Then you just want to help the entire network marketing industry you want to help people see it as a great opportunity so that they can have the things that you have in life.
Absolutely. And you've just summed it up, and I think that's what goes back to what I was saying to you earlier, is that for a lot of people, for me anyway, it was desperation. And I meet people every day, Courtney, especially where I don't know if it's, I know it's the same in America, but things are happening in the world right now.
Yes.
And we are heading into a depression. It doesn't take a rocket scientist that is going past recessions into depression. And there are a lot of desperate people out there. And, more and more over the last 9 years, I've seen a lot of people that are looking for opportunities because out of desperation. And that's not a nice place to be. It's not a position of strength to come into something for, and so I get that. But I think you've summed it up so well, is that the more you're involved and the more success you start to taste. And then you realize, I'm just, for me, I'm just a normal average guy from South Africa. I've got a wife. Yes. I've got 2 special needs kids. I'm not Elon Musk, although he is from South Africa, but I'm not Elon Musk. I'm not going to, I was never born and put on this planet to be that kind of an entrepreneur to change the world in that way.
Yes.
But the more you start to realize that all networks marketing is done for and can do. And if I look at me, average guy, had a big why, was desperate, was willing to roll up his sleeves, learn, plug into systems, and not quit. And is able, an average guy with an above average why, I suppose, to totally change his life. And then when that starts to happen, Courtney, of course, then you start going, well, now I'm in it for inspiration. Now, if I can do this, how many other people can I find that are willing to do what I'm doing and who want it as badly? And they don't even have to have want it as badly. That can grow as well. As the belief starts to grow, they'll believe. And so then it does become infectious. As you can see, the passion comes through because you know that if I can do it and I'm nothing special, then anyone can do it. Roll up your sleeves and work on that.
I love it. I love it. And on top of that, you're saving money in taxes. And guys, that's what this whole thing is about. I think exactly what you just said, that we are moving into an even greater recession or depression. And guys, here's the thing, like things are going to change, and our world has changed and will never go back to be the same. And honestly, I think it's going to be better. Like right now, some things are crazy, but I think it's going to be better. And there's never been a better time than to find some sort of home-based business, because just today, we're in South Carolina, just today, they mandated that you've got to wear a mask. And like our whole world just changed. Like, to me, that's taking away a freedom that I don't want taken away from me. And so, the issue is that if you don't have some sort of home-based business, you can't ever be in control. The great part about what we've built is we've been able to build it almost like a network marketing business. So we could go home and we could still work from our home. And because of technology, we'd be able to continue to run our accounting practice, because I did it before working from home. And that's the great thing I see right now. Like the opportunity is there for you to grow a business, regardless if your town gets shut down or if your state gets shut down, or if we have some sort of crazy, shutdown again. You can grow a business working from home, being with your family, and then along the way, you're saving money in taxes. And I'm not from South Africa. I know that the tax benefits of having a home-based business work in every single continent. You can take advantage of it. Yeah,
absolutely, Courtney. And I just want to say something, and I want to thank you for that, because we've got in our team one of our leaders is a tax specialist here in South Africa as well, and she's been inspired a little bit by what you're doing. So it is different. It is different here, but the principles remain the same. Some of the tax laws are obviously different, but we love the fact that we in our presentations and our trainings can show people how just having the home-based business can bring massive tax benefits to someone who is employed.
Yes.
And as you said, if they don't make one sale, as long as they're in the activity of trying to make those sales and are running it, the tax advantages already just make it a no-brainer.
Yes.
So, and we're going to thank you for that, because we went to GoPro, you were at GoPro, you spoke, you had that stand outside, and it's created. So thank you for that, and it shows you the impact that you're having here as well. So definitely.
That's
and the funny.
Go ahead.
And just talking about having your own power, I'm going to say something now. I'm going to admit to something in a moment, which will make you laugh, and hopefully a couple of people laugh. But it's 5 to 7 in the evening here right now, we were renovating our house just before South Africa went into lockdown, and my office is downstairs. And after a week and a half of building, the builders literally left the building. And so we lived in a construction site with dust. I mean, I've never sneezed so much in my whole life, for 2.5 months while the builders weren't allowed back. And so I laughed because we took a little table, because all the stuff from downstairs here was now upstairs. And so there's no space upstairs. And so I put a little table at the foot of our bed, and I ran a business that runs in about 20, 30 countries around the world from my bed during our lockdown. And I was going, tell me what other business can afford to do that? That's taking true power. People were complaining here in South Africa they couldn't get to work, and I said, well, all I do is get up in the morning and slide down to the end of my bed, and I'm able to work. Now, I'm back in my office now, but I'll tell you what I'm not going to show you. But I'm wearing this shirt, but I'm wearing pajama pants because because I'm able to do it, and that's one of the I love what you said. You working from home, you can take control. So, if you really want to see, I'll show you my pajama pants, but I don't think everyone wants to see. But I was decent enough to put a nice shirt on for you, Courtney.
Exactly. and that's it's so great. So, guys, if nothing more, just the person that has a conversation with you and tells you, that they're excited about something, do not steal their dream and what they're trying to share with you, because they're only just trying to help you. And so many people quit because their friends or family have, disassociated from it or said, it's not real, or, whatever, it's a scam. And it's not. It's just not. And it's a way for you guys to have something in life that, if you can save, if you do nothing but save money in taxes and attempt to earn an income, you're going to be better off, hands down, than just staying as a W-2 employee. And this is the last thing I'll share with you. I did over 900 tax returns in the network marketing industry before I was able to say these statistics. And the reason why I did them is super crazy, is because I was in network marketing. And so I was trying to get people to understand how beneficial network marketing was. So I would show people where they were before their network marketing business on the same year. And then I would show them where they were when they added their network marketing business. And what I found is that I could save someone, on average, whether they were making money or not, $4,000 to $7,000 a year in taxes. And that was so crucial for me, because when I heard those statistics that I talked about earlier by Grant Cardone, I wasn't on the path of sharing with network marketers how to save money in taxes. I'd already gone beyond that. I'd already became a fractional CFO. I was, had a handful of companies that were paying me thousands and thousands of dollars a month to work for a couple hours a month with them to help them grow their companies. And then I shifted because I heard those statistics and I said, I'm the only accountant that has been involved in network marketing that understands having a home-based business can massively save, $4,000 to $7,000 a year. And I can change people's lives that way. And so I implore upon you to go out and learn some more information. Don't just take people's advice. Don't just listen to what your parents said or your cousin, your broke cousin that said network marketing is not real. I would suggest that you go out and actually do your own research, because there's a lot of rich, wealthy Tony Robbins, Eric Worre, myself, tax strategist, Sandy Botkin, and tax attorney. Like, we are talking about this information and why the network marketing industry is amazing. Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book called The Business of the 21st Century, and it's specifically on, why having a home-based business. There's a book called Lower Your Taxes Big Time by Sandy Botkin. There's another book that you can get. It's what your CPA is not telling you. And all of these books are about having a home-based business. So you don't have to take my advice, but, listen and educate yourself on a way to free up more of your hard-earned money so that you can keep more and you can have more, you can live more, and then you can in turn give more. So I appreciate you so much, Andrew, on being on What's Your Plan B, why you be brain dead not own a home-based business. And in South Africa, I hope everything is doing amazing there. And I just thank you so much, from the United States all the way. It's crazy. Like 10 years ago, we wouldn't even thought about having these conversations, that you're all the way in South Africa and I'm here in South Carolina.
Courtney, thanks so much for having me. It's a real honor having this interview with you and being able to contribute in my little way. I've had a real lot of fun in the last 45 minutes, and you're absolutely right. Network marketing has brought us together in a way, and that's what's lovely about it. If it hadn't been for network marketing, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Yes, technology's played its part, but thank you for all what you're doing. And as I said, you've definitely given us ideas of what we can do in terms of tax, positioning tax as an advantage for people, and that's because of listening to you at GoPro last year as well. So really thank you, and thank you for thinking of me and wanting to do an interview with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Have an amazing day.